Welcome, Spikelings, to the Shark Typhoon. Weird with it today. Let's do our chest cold open and then talk about what this is. Good morning, all you marvelous Spikelings. It's I, your one and only friend, PT Grinder and Moto player Aspiring Spike, and welcome back to my Shark Typhoon. Spikelings, creativity is an often overlooked part of deck building, which is why today I'll be showing off experimental Lrien Hellraiser creativity in Modern. It has been preordained, good job, chest, to be an easy 5-0 deck. So let's get those bets in now. Remember to sub-follow, gift bit, support our sponsors, Pedagogo Today, Praise Clothis, yeah, thank you to NordVPN, Cool Stuff, and Moxfield. Okay, so this is kind of a combination of a lot of different ideas. The first one being, like, just very, very far back. I've kind of always been interested in playing a creativity shell where your payoff creature is a card that you're not unhappy to draw. This is something that's always been kind of interesting to me. We saw, I think the only like kind of viable version of that deck we've ever seen is like the Teamer version with Primeval Titan. Like the big draw to that version was that you're pretty happy to just draw Primeval Titan and cast it when, as opposed to Archon of Cruelty, which is just like a dead card whenever it enters your hand. It's kind of the same idea here, but we're playing Capricious Hellraiser kind of as our big card to hit, and is also, in theory, a card in the shell that we're pretty happy to draw. Additionally, Capricious Hellraiser, when it came out, I think this is still a card that has a ton of potential, but it's just like, it's still just like a few enablers short of being a very powerful card in Modern. It's kind of like I kind of look at it like a Bloodbraid Elf Treasure Cruise, where it's turned on when you fill up your graveyard, and then it's like, big creature, cast a spell from the yard, a lot of value. Lrien Revealed has been a very big buff to Capricious Hellraiser. This is a cheap card that gives you like your mana to cast Hellraiser. It helps fills the graveyard for Hellraiser, and it's a great card to hit off of your Hellraiser. These two cards play very well together. This is like a step in the right direction for Hellraiser. During the PT, this was not something I took time to explore. Maybe it should have been, but I felt like it was like still a little bit short. But now you also have Preordain as like a combination graveyard filler, consistency enabler, and good hit off Capricious Hellraiser. Two big additions for Hellraiser. So I've been trying to like build a Lrien Revealed Preordain Hellraiser deck for a while now. This has been something I've been working on for a little bit. But I kept running into two big problems. One, it's kind of difficult to want to play a high mana curve in Modern and not play the One Ring. And like just like ignoring like a lot of aspects about this deck, like this isn't a good ring deck because you're very slow and you don't have any way to gain life. Like the ring isn't good in this deck, but it's kind of hard to compete with the ring. Also, I was having issues with the triple red mana cost on Capricious Hellraiser and wanting to play Preordain and Lrien Revealed and trying to find like reasons to have like the super red heavy card. Playing Creativity kind of solves both of those problems, right? Where Creativity is another reason to be a mana base that can support triple red, and it's also a very, very powerful high mana value card that works in the show. Like Ring just doesn't work without any of this life gain or ways to close games, I think, but Creativity does. And Creativity doesn't play well with Ring, so this is like an actual real reason to not put the Ring in your deck. I also do think like one thing that I really like about this idea, this shell, is that, in my experience at least, and this is coming from someone who plays a lot of grindy decks against Creativity, so I'm a little bit biased, but like most Creativities that are cast in Modern are X equals 2 or X equals 3. I'd say that you see those more often than X equals 1, and putting two Hellraisers into play, flashing two spells back is going to win you most games, I think. Maybe not as many games as Archon of Cruelty would, but the trade-off is that like drawing Capricious Hellraiser is going to be an actively good draw instead of like a bad draw, right? Could be correct to splash red and 6. I decided to just be blue-red in this build. I kind of think that with Lrien Revealed Preordain, red and 6 gets like a little bit awkward in the early turns, and I just kind of wanted to see how the mana felt. Like this, obviously splashing Rin is likely pretty good. It can even be like a 5-color version, but it's also true when you're playing red and 6, like and like Teferi Time Raveler, these cards don't help fuel your Hellraisers particularly well. We're also playing Typhoon as like the best card to hit off Hellraiser. This gives you some nut draws when you like Hellraiser, Countercast Typhoon. It's pretty sick. Overall, we have 27 good cards to hit off Hellraiser. So on average, we're going to be getting some good value when we cast this. In the sideboard, we have, this is also something I'm kind of excited about, is like just the ability to bring in Fury against creature decks, and like when you creativity, you're gonna hit either Fury or Hellraiser. It's gonna be awesome, but also like being able to draw Fury, slow the game down in the early game, I think is really nice. Just getting really experimental, playing the full 4 in the sideboard. Could definitely see this number wanting to be less, but you also want to be cutting your Spell Piercers and Remands against some of these creature decks. And then also kind of in the same vein, we have Charmaws in the sideboard for Tron and Titan, which seems like super fun. I don't know, I'm not sure this one's also pretty experimental, but I don't know. I've been messing around with this for a little bit, I think, and again, it's just a combination of a lot of ideas that I think have come together in a way that I'm very happy with, and I'm very happy to show off on stream. I'm not declaring anything is broken yet, but I think this is a very cool idea. I'm super excited to share today. I feel like Lrien without subtlety or 4 Force of Negation should be odd. Lrien is so insane with Hellraiser. Magma Opus. The thing about Charmaw is like, or the thing about that card could be okay. That card could be okay. It could maybe be worth playing, but I think that on average you want higher power level cards that kind of just do their own thing, because you don't get to choose to cast that off Charmaw. Like it's random when you hit off Charmaw. That card could be better because like when you creativity into it, like you're more likely to hit it. It could be the case that Magma Opus is better than Shark Typhoon, but I think that I'm a bit worried about that card just being like lower power level than other stuff. A chest to 40 months. Thank you. I have no reputation to uphold. I don't know about that. So I'm declaring 100% broken. Well, maybe you do then. Alright, let's keep both these on top. I'm going to hide the Fable from a discard spell. Have I tried Magma Opus? I haven't tried it, but we were just talking about that. It is an option. Like it is not sounding completely ridiculous right now, I think. Okay, up against Burn. Always the fun police. I think we're just going to get a tap Steam Vincent pass here. Make sure the 38. Fan of the 14. Thank you. Ooh. Well, I will say that our build has an even worse burn matchup than Creativity usually has, probably. So maybe the mana base is a little bit less painful, but probably not by too much, unfortunately. They have 3 cards in their hands. Down to 9. Then I'm down to 6, then I'm down to 5. Let's see. So I'm definitely going to discard Wooded Foothills. I think I'll also discard Preordain. Do I like Scalding? I've been putting it in some sideboards. The Scalding is definitely okay. Gonna be difficult to win this one, but I've got a chance, I think. Vortex is symmetrical. Getting ping 2. Name is dumb. 4 months, thank you. Okay, that's fine. So I can make a 3/3 shark. I think I just block, fire, and then even if they cast a spell, their Swiftspear dies. Scalding and blue-white. Like, I would not main deck Scalding in any deck right now, I think, but I would, like, sideboard up to 2 copies in decks, in any, like, fair deck playing blue, but, like, I would consider sideboarding up to 2 copies. But I would not main deck them. Okay, so I probably need to be Spell Piercing, not Remanding. Yeah. So now we are going to be dead to any burn spell. If we can't, like, remand into another counter. So we draw a Hellraiser. We have only 9 cards in our graveyard at the moment. Or, sorry, 7 cards in our graveyard at the moment. We could maybe set up for casting Hellraiser, copy, kill them next turn. Seems like a plan. Vortex? What about Vortex? Oh, the Vortex kills me with the... Do you have to cast this? You may cast. Okay, so yeah, maybe just throwing a 4/4 at them then. Thank you. Okay, I'd love to see that. Be a cool game to win. So if they have exactly Lightning Bolt, we lose. Okay. Cool. 1 game 1, and what is probably one of our worst matchups. I'm going to bring in the Forces and the Spell Pierce. I'm going to cut the Remand, which is typically, I think, awful at this matchup. The Remands, plural. I need to think about playing some number of Furies over some number of Hellraisers. I'm not feeling particularly passionate about either card. A lot of these burn decks just don't have that many creatures. I think I'm down to go down to, like, no Typhoons, though. Just play 2 Furies. Yeah, but I'm not super excited about... I might even actually need Dress Down instead of... I might actually need Dress Down instead of Fury so I can kill Sanctifiers. That actually seems pretty important. Why ain't you any life gain spells in the board? Well, there's no life gain spell I can play in blue-red that's not an artifact. I guess I could play like Platinum Empyrean to cascade into. Why Creativity over Transmogrify? So I know Transmogrify plays better with Hellraiser. Creativity is so much better than Transmogrify, it's unreal. When Hellraiser first came out, we played Transmogrify instead. Creativity is so much more powerful. They're like not even in the same category of card. And I'm just like down to not be able to flash it back off Hellraiser. Okay, well I'm glad I brought in my Dress Downs. Need to draw a Dress Down. Probably gonna ice the Sanctifier. Dragon's Claw. Yeah, Dragon's Claw, again, it doesn't work with Creativity, but like that was the whole point. You know what? I probably just actually need to get another Steam Vince here with triple Spell Pierce in my hand, though. Elder Scale Worm is better than Empyrean against Burn. Are there any situations where, like, is it... I would imagine Empyrean is better against... Wait, that's not true. Like, can they just deal you 7 at once? Let me... Hold on, maybe I'm misremembering how the Worm works. Okay. Also, being able to cast Empyrean is something. ETB life total less than 7 becomes 7. As long as you have 7 or more life, damage reduced to 7. Yeah, maybe that's better. Is there any reason not to play EE? Yeah, the reason is that the card is not good in this deck. That'll be $5 a month for the rest of your life. Expressive Iteration, I think, is like a bad card in Creativity, despite being a good card generally. I think the mana curve is too high. I think it's a worse card advantage spell than Fable of the Mirror Breaker or Prismari Command or Hellraiser. No, I mean, people play EE all the time. It's not. It's like a very common card to play. It's not like... I would not call it a chatter moment, but... People just, like, really, really overrate the card. they just think that goes in every deck. Yeah, Sanctifier is such a problem. Archon would be a bit better against the Sanctifier. Let's Preordain here. I know we could put 2 Hellraisers into play, but... just don't do anything. Fire Ice didn't get exiled? Oh, it should have. I guess that's a bug, because we cast Ice. Yeah, my opponent never playing a spell into any of my spell pierces feels pretty bad. Is there some world where some Archons on the board are good? Maybe over a couple of Fury? Yeah, I don't know, maybe. This is a very experimental version. I'm just trying to get weird with it. Kind of intentionally stretching the limits of things here. But yeah, I don't know. Burn is always very good against creativity too. It's, you know, we won game 1. We're losing to a sideboard card. It's let's just get through like one more match before we start changing the sideboard. I have all 25 months. Thank you. Game 2. Or game 3, rather. So do you have the dress downs for the Sanctifier? Typhoon also can block Sanctifier. It's kind of ambitious. Generally off in this matchup. Yeah, I'll just run it back, I think. Probably not a hand we're gonna mulligan. Typhoon did win game 1. It's just like not a great argument to have a card in your deck post board necessarily. It's kind of like a very common fallacy, I think. Even I'm gonna ice our upkeep. About Lrien and Murktide. I'm at the moment not a big fan of it, but I also think I could be persuaded that it's correct to play. But at the moment, I don't feel very strongly. Your Initiate with the 7 months. Good username. Welcome back. Thank you. They consider playing some Triomes to have more than 4 targets for fetches Lrien. I mean, I have 9 fetchable lands, but I guess I'll continue to answer your question. I don't think that it's important, no. Maybe it's just good to fetch shock, play Fable here. Obviously don't love fetching and shocking, but Fable's a much better play than just icing them. Is this deck basically what Blue Moon should look like in 2023? What is wrong with the Blue Moon players? Like, why do Blue Moon players just refuse to like think of Murktide as a deck? It just staggers my mind. That like, what would Blue Moon look like in 2023? It looks like Murktide. What are we talking about? Okay, so I'm going to discard the Lrien Revealed for sure, so I can flash it back. Also the other Fable. Okay, draw 3. Interesting draws? I guess by interesting I just mean bad. I don't know. Seen worse. My kingdom for a dress down. So down to 10, then down to 6 on this attack. Not a super ideal start to the turn. We just need to find a dress down really badly, I think. Failed to do so. We have 5 points of burn, so we get to go. Attack my opponent for 4 down to 16. They go to 15. They hit me for 5 down to 5. They have 2 2-mana burn spells as their only burn, or a 3-mana burn spell, I guess, sometimes. I think we can win on the crackback some amount of the time here. I guess I could have also attacked with my shaman to be able to ice one of these, because it's a little late now. Probably just correct too. Get a tap Steam Vents though, still the treasure. The Ignite Sanctifier. Yeah, maybe I should have attacked with a shaman to be able to do that. That was the bit of a better line. Three cards in their hand, 5 mana. Gonna be hard to win in this spot. That being said, I have lethal in the crackback, so if they can't kill me, I can probably kill them. Give me the 2-mana burn spell. So I guess I get not casting Lrien Revealed off my Hellraiser copy. Although active player, non-active player maybe can still give me lethal. So I copy this, attack for 8, I have 5 points of burn. Either take 8 down to 7. And then I go... I still have a Hellraiser in the deck, right? Yeah, I still have a Hellraiser in the deck. So I can go... ult my opponent with this mountain. Spend the other this 4 mana to creativity, hit a Hellraiser. Their trigger goes on the stack first, then my bolt goes on the stack. Does that work that way? It's still 1 damage short. Even if it does work that way, it's still a damage short. Let's see, I have 5 plus 8 plus the 1. Copy bolt 2 of the Hellraiser. The problem with copying the bolt is the vortex trigger. Oh yeah, and bolt also doesn't even go to the graveyard. Okay, so I think I need to Preordain looking for another bolt. Force doesn't help a lot because of the damage. Another Preordain is, I think, correct to keep. It's another Fire Ice, so I have enough mana to imagine it's wrong to keep. Could be correct to ice the Sanctifier instead of firing. What situation is that better? If I draw, I would have to draw like exactly. If I draw fetch land, I get to keep Pierce up. We so dead. I'm currently winning this game if my opponent has nothing. I don't know that we're so dead, right? If your eyes goes to the graveyard, it's a bug. I'm not trying to abuse it. We're not casting anything off the Hellraiser. You can just say no to the Hellraiser trigger. Doing this means I should have kept up. I should have kept the other fetch land on top. That was a mistake, but this is allowing me to potentially keep Spell Pierce up, in addition to. Oh wait, so I miscounted. I miscounted. So you have to choose, and then you say no. I have to say no because of the vortex. Yeah, I miscounted. Oh no, I didn't. Hold on. This is. Yeah, no, I did. Yeah, one short of being able. I need to keep the other fetch land on top. Thanks for the raid, Gab. Thanks for the 42 months. I'm getting kind of weird with it today. Thank you, JPX, for the 12 months. Ah. Gab raid is like immediate punting. Very close game. Yeah, 0-1 deck unplayable. Spike has lost touch, actually. Well, I'm usually in the business of spell piercing, Utopia Sprawl. Yeah, Burn's still so broken. Is actual counterspell feasible? We have not sure the actual count actually, but I'm of the impression that we have enough non-blue sources. It should be 5 non-blue sources that I'm still think you want to play Remand over counterspell. Is it common for Burn to run Vortex main? Yeah, it's. I would say that it's stock. Not necessarily. I'm not convinced that it's correct, but it's definitely stock. I guess we just Prismari Command. Our queen. What are people doing? I guess Colossus is pretty good against Scam, probably. Gotta keep the Preordains. Can cast a Hellraiser if we draw it, which is kind of fun. Let's bottom both of these. Pretty sure we cast the other Preordain since we can cast a Hellraiser if we find it. Bottom both. Ding, ding, ding. Are we bricked? We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 10 hits. We're pretty likely to hit, but I guess we have to take our 3 mana 4/4 flyer. Clothis isn't a bad clock with the green drain too. I've read Clothis before. I actually have in the corner of my room. You probably can't see it, but that is a shrine to Clothis right there. But it is a bad clock. You know what I mean? It's like bad is like, you know, just in the context of Modern, it's not very efficient. You may lose to it though. Our own Fable. Yeah, Fable plus Bolt seems pretty decent. I think I'm not attacking. Have I talked about Transmogrifier creativity in the build? Yes, we've talked about y'all. Creativity is like an S tier card, and Transmogrify is like a D tier card that of like the same effect. Like, it's crazy how many things creativity does better than Transmogrify. That, in my opinion, it's worth it to like just not for it to not be a Hellraiser hit. It's like it's so worth it. It's like not even like just there's the fact that you can hit like 3 Hellraisers off 1 creativity. Or like, and hitting treasures off your Prismari Command. And hitting your opponents like Elishnorn. It's just insane how much better creativity is. Our deck review's dead. Maybe. You only get 1. This is what it's all about, though. I think I still have to leave both Hellraisers back. Elflord 17 months, thank you. Uh-oh. I guess I need to chump the Clothis so I'm not just dead to a red and 6 ping. Yeah, Clothis soloing us. Crockett, 18 months, thank you. I guess I'm even just dead to red ping, but I can Prismari Command. But how in the world can I present 26 damage in 2 turns? I just can't. And they have the bolt anyways. Down the game against Ponza. Probably not changing a ton. Kind of interested in having some Furies post board. Typhoon probably not very good. Maybe go down like 2 Typhoon, 2 Fury. Generally fine, like kind of like being able to hit either here. Or both. Yeah, Elflord with the 17, Croc with the 18. Live for K with the 13. What's your opinion about Is It Wizard's deck with Ring Timsu spells and Preordain? Well, by Ring Timsu spells, I assume you mean exactly Birthday Escape. Birthday Escape plus Dreadhorde Arcanist does seem pretty freaking sweet, though. Could maybe try to do that at some point. Yeah, there's not currently an all-access token, though. Do you think about an island in the board for the moon matchups? We probably should have an island in the board, yeah. There's a prowess list with shock ring cards. So I have a prowess list with Arcanist in it. Would actually be very down to just try Birthday Escape in the list that I have at some point this week. Asmo Arcanist with Step Through to tutor for the right wizards. I can't imagine playing Asmo and Dreadhorde Arcanist in the same deck, actually. Like, you have to play so many cards to like enable Dreadhorde Arcanist, and then it's like you also have to play so many like specific cards to enable Asmo. It seems very difficult to play them both in the same deck. Yeah, I guess I could wait until April to play Birthday Escape in my deck. This Piracy Charm is good with Arcanist, as I want to believe. Back when Mystic Sanctuary was legal, we did play Piracy Charm in a Dreadhorde Arcanist deck. It was like very cool, where it was like usually a good card to flash back, and then you could also buff your Arcanist to flash back your Archmage's Charm and draw 2. It killed like a good number of creatures in the format. It was like a pretty weirdly reasonable card. Very good draw. I'll discard a Lrien Revealed. Maybe second Creativity, maybe not. Maybe just Lrien Revealed. So I'm not going to be able to Creativity X equals 2 if they trade here. Kills Ragan Orc. I mean, it doesn't. I don't think it's terrible. I think you mostly want it with Arcanist if you're trying to flash back 3 mana spells. But I think the Preordain plus Birthday Escape honestly sounds like just a bit better. Let's not brick this time. Oh, hit the Fury. That card's also in the deck, huh? I'll pay 4 mana for a Fury. Kumano with Arcanist to flashback EE seems sick in prowess. Yeah, I mean, you just have mutagenic growth instead, I think. Main phase is interesting here. It's pretty good. Hopefully I can start copying my Fury. Not both, because you know why not both. Seems like Archon would have just been better every time. Thank you. Peace and love. Listen, we're getting weird with it today. Experimenting. I think there's a good chance that Archon is just better. Yeah, but... sorry, I'm trying to figure out what to do this turn. I almost feel like it's just best to do nothing. Like we have hardcast the card at least once, I think twice, which is not something you can do with Archon. And I'm mostly just interested in trying to play a Hellraiser Lrien Revealed Shell, and this is the best one of those two. The spot where Hellraiser is better naturally is top decking when you have a stock graveyard, but it seems difficult. I mean, it's happened twice, right? That we've top decked it in spots where we have a graveyard, but... I think that we're actually not that bad at casting Hellraiser, for what it's worth. Thanks, Spawn with the 21. What's the thought on playing multiple different creatures in a Creativity Shell? I mean, I've kind of been of the opinion that Creativity should be sideboarding Fury or some number of Fury for a while. I think the card is... I'm not sure if we're supposed to Spell Pierce this, probably not. I think the card is, like, just generally good, and, like, if Fury is a good card in the matchup, like, I just kind of want it in my deck as a Creativity player, and, like, I'm very happy to draw it, I'm very happy to hit it. It's just not good in every matchup, so I think you just want it in the sideboard. There's like so many spots where Fury just like also just buys you the time to get up to the late game where you have a big degree of inevitability also. I think I just Creativity X equals 1 Hold up, Remand. Gonna have 2 lethal attackers no matter what. Oh, I guess this is the situation where we don't. The 25% chance where we don't hit our Fable off the Hellraiser. I'm the dude that top 8 mono black at MX Tacoma. Thoughts on the deck if you have to update the list. I mean, I was playing it with Witch's Cottage for a little while. You can look at the Mox Field for the updated list. I like the archetype a lot. I don't know. Like, I don't know exactly what you're looking for because I've played the deck a ton and I like the deck a lot, and that dynamic still hasn't really changed for me. Well, I don't really have a good target for this Remand, I guess. I agree Broom is more fun, but it's okay to point out that the card Kriya really has at pet synergy card. The card Kriya really has at pet synergy card. I kind of have an idea of what you're trying to say. Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to make them loot. It's okay for the Remand. Just fishing for more info. Sharps for the 2 months, thank you. I'm gonna do 3/3. They got endurance as their deck. Creativity of the card goes well with Archon, like Tron and Karn does. Yeah, I know. I know. But I don't know, it's just these comments that are like, brewer, your brew may not be as good as like established top deck of the field for 2 years. Like, I know. I'm just working on it. I'm just trying new things here. That's what I do every single time. It's just like, I know. Narset is an addition. Do you generically board in a lot? It's more targeted for specific matchups. It's mostly for like Omnath, Blue White, and Dimir, I would think. Do you have a fan on my room? Background hum? Yeah, I have 2 fans on at the moment. It's hot. Okay, my opponent has mulled to 4 conceded, and now does everyone like the deck? Okay, my opponent's on a mull to 5, so are we. That does anything magic related. Gonna put back this. We just keep all the 1 mana cards. It's probably playing Tron though, but I'm very happy to play against Tron because I have 4 Charmaws on my board. Ah, not Tron. Well, you never know. Well, Dallas is. I feel like the humidity in Dallas isn't that bad, but it's just mostly because I've been to Houston. You know what I mean? Glimpse of Tomorrow. Cool. Not that I would recommend anybody ever spend any amount of time in Houston. Yeah, Remand would be pretty nice. I agree. I think I will just slam a Fable here. Kind of seems like their Violent Outburst, Dread Return, also not Shardless Agent. You know something is better or worse if you don't play. I mean, you can never really know for sure, but it's also true that there's only so much time. You only have so much time to play, and there are some things you can just kind of dismiss as like, you know, like thinking it's not going to be as good without playtesting. Yeah, for the most part, I agree. Oh, I should have discarded the Steam Vents instead of the Dwarven Mine. They're not floating mana. And they don't need to. And they don't need to. Gross. Oh, I drew the Steam Vents. Okay, cool. Just had a mind melt. Oh, Glimpse. What a deck. I think Grief in their deck is kind of interesting. I almost just want to like Charmaw them. 59. I know, I'm trying to figure out what other card to bring in. I'll probably just play one Bolt and not play the Narset. What do you think of the Murktide Arcanist list I tried out yesterday? I liked Arcanist plus Preordain. I didn't love like their archetype overall. This doesn't feel that well positioned at the moment, but things could change. Could tune a little bit too. How did they resolve a Glimpse? They suspended it. And I had 2 Spell Pierce in my hand, and they had 4 mana. I was doing pretty good against a Cascade spell, at least. They've cracked the code, though. Just suspend that bad boy. Yep, just suspend it. This time I have Force, at least. We'll have another blue card, if possible. Grixis with Thoughtseize Arcanist Spellmaster. Yeah, I saw Jarvis 5-0 with a Grixis Shadow list with those cards. Looked pretty interesting. I was kind of thinking you just got Ragavan. Like Jarvis was playing 2 Bowmaster, 2 Shadow, 4 Ragavan, I think. And I think you could maybe just cut the Ragavans for 4 Bowmaster, 4 Shadow. It's kind of like tentative backup deck at some point this week. I am queued for the next RC, yeah. It's Pioneer. Although I'm kind of excited to start brewing with Pioneer, like every standard set a little bit. It's kind of tough because like I usually get kind of lost in the sauce with Modern, and then by the time I should start brewing in Pioneer, it's kind of like old. But I'm gonna try to do it a little bit more actively because of the RC. Okay, so I'm going to discard the Hellraiser for sure. Probably the Fire Ice also. Fire Ice isn't like terrible here. Okay, very likely to cast Creativity also. Thoughts on Council's Deliberation? I keep trying to find a shell for it, but it's like every time I put it in a deck, I'm like, there's like, I could be playing Iteration or the One Ring instead as a card advantage spell in this spot. Yeah, I agree that Pioneer kind of sucks right now, but I will say, like, like every time a new set releases, there's just like I think a good amount of potential that Pioneer is like going to be like much significantly better. Maybe I should play Fable this turn so I can have double Pierce. Or I guess I can't have double Pierce up because I have to pitch the other Pierce. Never mind. Oh, they have blue in their deck. Interesting. But they're just going to get a tapped Watery Grave. For fun. Consider Lrien Revealed this time. Hit a blue card in a land. Our Hellraiser hits have been pretty awful so far today. Just like we just... I think we've been favored to hit every single time, and we've bricked like every single time. I guess we're actually not that favored on this graveyard because I had to cast the Spell Pierce. Never mind, we actually weren't that favored this time. The other times, though, I promise. Okay, can beat that. What did Hellraiser do? Nothing. We've been breaking a lot on it today. I wonder if we need to have more enablers for it, but it feels like we're like kind of maxed out. I feel like we've played like less enablers in the past and Hellraiser's looked better. I don't know. Been looking like the lowest we've like. This has been like the worst Hellraiser, or Hellraiser has looked worse here than any league we've ever played it in. I think Prismari Command is a necessary evil. I'm like so happy to play Prismari Command in my Hellraiser Creativity deck. I think the card's very, very good. I would very happily play any number of cards and have that card in this deck. Well, I mean, at 4, you know. I also think, like, Prismari Command is just, like, a good card in the Creativity archetype in general. Like, I don't think it's as good as Teferi and like, the 5-color build, so it gets pushed out there. But there was, like, a while, like, when, like, the 5-color build was still shaping up, you would see, like, Teamer builds of Creativity a lot that would just play, like... That would play Expressive Iteration over Prismari Command, but Prismari Command I always thought was, like, a lot better than that. Yeah, I wonder if we could have a different like sideboard plan for combo matchups, but maybe that's just like the land destruction one. Kind of slow. Huh. Well, I guess we can get another Dwarf in play. Was definitely hoping to copy. Yeah, we can't play Seagate Restoration because it doesn't work with the Dwarven Mine, but I have played it with Hellraiser in the past. Redbeard Angel, Twitch Prime, thank you. I mean, they got no cards, we have 2 remands. It seems like impossible to lose. Famous last words. They even mistap, so they can't suspend their glimpse after this reband. I'm trying to figure out, like, I guess I don't know what they can draw. Like, what removal can they have for the Hellraiser? I guess they could draw a Durance. It's just a jump blocker, though. Release Field of Dead. Yeah, but you have to play it in a Gifts Ungiven deck, and that's the only show you can play it in. Okay, going to game 3. On the draw against Glimpse, I think my opponent has shown such a tendency to just suspend Glimpse. I like keeping this Force of Negation. Also, the Hellraisers look like they're likely going to be pretty castable with this hand. It's like a Dwarven Mine. I've had better draws. I've heard several people talk about Green Sun and Field of Dead, just never mentioned Titans of Deck. Yeah, it's just like whenever people want to unban cards, they just want to play it in like their specific pet deck that they're really excited for. But a lot of times, yeah, there's like something pretty problematic with unbanning cards that are on the ban list. Like, for me, Field of the Dead is just not a card that I would like to be off the ban list anytime soon, if ever. Yeah, Prismari Command looking good. It's a blue card. It's a graveyard filler for Hellraiser. Yeah, Hellraiser over Archon because it's easier to hard cast, but also, like, this is more of a Hellraiser deck than it is a Creativity deck. Like, I'm really interested in trying out, like, the package of Lrien Revealed, Preordain in a Hellraiser deck, and, like, the best shell to do that in is definitely a Creativity shell. This is the idea more so than anything else. When did you want to main phase? I guess they playing on Force. Well, lottery time. They only have 3 permanents. Okay. Now they have 4 permanents. To take something with the grief. Do you think there's undiscovered tier 0 decks in Modern? I mean, I don't, but if I did, I'd be playing them, you know what I mean? Like, if I thought there was one out there, I'd be playing it, but I think there's basically always room to try new stuff and try to innovate. I guess a win is a win, huh? It could be pretty dumb if I said, yeah, I do think there is, and then and then I just never play one. But, you know, I guess always trying to discover new broken stuff. Alright, let's do 2 damage, loot. So 7 cards in the yard. First card, Steam Vents. Maybe just Steam Vents Dwarven Mine. I know it's like my hit for Lrien Revealed. But then I want to be able to go like cycle Lrien Revealed and then play Fire Ice so I can just start casting these Hellraisers. I can also draw a fetch land next turn and then go cycle Lrien Revealed, fetch, just cast a Hellraiser too. It's a really good card for them to have here. Okay, so I think I'm going to ice their island, cycle the Revealed, and I'll have 3 Lrien Revealeds for these Hellraisers to try to find. Now Fire is like a pretty reasonable hit to clear these tokens. How did that glimpse give your permanents? They hit like instants or sorceries off of it. They must have hit like other glimpses or Force of Negations or Disputes, Violent Outburst. Probably should have cycled Lrien Verse so you don't draw the last Steam Vents. Yeah. I've played Boon of the Wishgiver with Hellraiser in the past. It's kind of like a lot of cantrips. I don't think it's necessarily correct to play. Yeah, I guess we're gonna pass. Wait, I'm gonna fire the tokens, I think. I guess I'll do it on their upkeep when they just can't Violent Outburst. Then we have 2 Fire Ices, a Lrien Revealed Prismari Command as hits. Not that the Fire Ices are like that good anymore. Is firing tokens better than Icing Blue? Yeah, I think so. They just play a land cascade and win the game. But like they're like I think likely enough to brick with this number of hits that it's better to do it this way. Is there a reason to wait on the fire? Yeah, I think they're like just holding it up because it has some value, but for the most part, I think it's better to do it this way. Do you think Timur or Blue-Red Creativity has any benefit over 5-color? I mean, every build has some benefits over stuff, but for the most part, I think 5-color is kind of the tried and true best build. I think this build is kind of interesting, but you know, usually when I play a brew like this, I'm not declaring it better than, you know, established, hammered out 75s like 5-color. We're also like enough ahead that we can beat a lot of like reasonable glimpses from them. Probably can't beat like Omniscience. Okay. 2-1. I don't know. I feel like both the last 2 matches my opponents did some work for me. Got very close to winning match 1 though. We 4-1'd our Phoenix League yesterday, right? And then we changed some stuff. We decided to be like base blue-red, play Izzet Charm over Mending, because Izzet Charm can kill Voidwalker and Bowmaster, and like countering like some Cascade stuff is pretty relevant. And then it got like really hot in this room, and we played against a control deck round 1, and it's like we had like a 30-minute game 1, and I just decided to shelve it for later, but we will play more of it this week for sure. This could be like all Izzet decks this week. I also so I have this I haven't like posted the list yet, but this is kind of tentatively the backup deck for well, is it up here? Yeah, tentatively the backup deck for today. But I think that we should be playing Birthday Escape in this deck. Birthday Escape plus Dreadhorde Arcanist just seems so sick. I want to play 4 also, but I'm not sure exactly how we fit 4 in. I wonder if we can just like cut Iteration. Is that crazy? It's like kind of crazy, but it kind of makes some sense. Like it's not that good with Arcanist. We'll mess around with it some more. Okay, turn 1 Ragavan. Gigantha Sacred Foundry Ragavan. Breach variant. Yeah, it is like a little crazy, but it's maybe like just crazy enough to work. I don't know. Iteration, like I will say, is very good. It's a top 10 modern card probably, maybe top 20 for sure. But it is also like overrated in the sense that like people like just like will refuse to like not play it in blue-red decks. But I think like there's been like a lot of Breach builds, like especially the Urza Saga builds, I think should have been cutting it for a while. There's a lot of spots that I think like people have been like too hesitant to cut Iteration from. I'm not saying Prowess is going to be one of those, but like this Creativity is another example. Like there was like a month earlier this year or something that like everyone was just playing 4 iterations in Creativity, and I felt like it was wrong the whole time. The question is if we need 8 cantrips. Yeah, I agree. I don't think we need 8 cantrips. Birthday Escape is just a really interesting card on the shell too. It's like kind of a combination cantrip like buff spell, doesn't target, and like it seems so sick with Arcanist because they just can't block your Arcanist. Like your Arcanist just becomes basically unblockable, which seems like And then like it just gets flashed back by Arcanist too. It honestly feels so good to be able to just like play Magic like this again too. Like I don't have a Pro Tour to test for, so I just get to like get really weird with it and like just throw like a lot of darts at the dartboard and see what hits. Just, you know, exactly how I like to do it. Yeah, I think we'll probably do something like just cut the iterations. Maybe play one iteration. We'd also play iteration over breach, but you can't play 0 breaches, right? Yeah, you can't play 0 breaches. Dude, people keep... Could you cut mutagenics? No, you can't cut mutagenic. It's like, it's so good to protect your Arcanist from Fury and Bolts, but it's also just insane in the deck. Can we go down to 15 lands? The problem is we don't have enough blue sources, probably, for 15 lands. Probably need 14 blue sources. We could cut a Soulscar Mage. 2-2 split. Yeah, 2-2 seems okay. I've been liking like the 3rd breach in the board for the grindy matchups for specifically Scam. My opponent's shocked, so they have Stub, so let's not just slam the Fable. Yeah, you could cut a Soulscar Mage. You could. We were worth running the Ring Tempt burn spell that's 1 mana. Maybe. That card is really fucking good, to be honest. It's like kind of... could we play that over Lava Dart? What's the name of that card? The... I'm like not that opposed to just playing that card over Lava Dart. Ranger's Firebrand. We'll think about it some more. It seems like a little wild. So if we don't draw a land, we just slam Hellraiser. Instant versus sorcery matter? It matters a little bit, yeah, but it's also true, like, I mean, like, we have infinite Arcanist hits in this build, too. We'll mess around with some more. Like, this deck is also, like, super excited. I have this really bad problem where when I have, like, 2 decks I'm really excited for, I just, like, my brain is so split on like, the thought process, but, like, this deck is also super exciting. We've been hardcasting Hellraiser a lot. We have a winning record. Like, there's a lot to do here, too, so... And, like, I did the same thing yesterday with Phoenix. Like, I should have played another league. It's just so freaking hot in this room. It's gonna get hotter, too. As this deck went through Graveyard Hate, you got Shark Typhoons, baby. There's also, like, not that much Graveyard Hate right now. Let's cast Lrien Revealed, because we don't get to flip Fable if you cast it off Hellraiser. Also, like, I like to draw 3 cards. This has been really good. You know, 3 mana 4/4 draw 3 cards is, like, pretty insane. It's like kind of unreal how good this is. Do you not have an AC unit? I have an AC unit. It's it gets up to be like 110 some days. Not yesterday. Like it's between 100 and 110 most days here. So it's like that outside. And this room has the worst AC of all the rooms. I have a PC that runs for a while. It gets kind of hot. So it gets to be like 80 degrees in here with like not very good circulation. It's like maybe I should have like maybe I should get like another unit too or something. But like to some extent, like even with AC, it only gets so cold inside. You know what I mean? It's like it's fucking hot here. It only gets so AC'd, y'all. Yeah, just keep another bolt, right? And then have lethal next turn. Yeah, it's not like super hot here, but it's just uncomfortable. Just uncomfortable, and I'm sweaty, and it's hard to focus. It's not like I'm dying in here. What's my comfortable temperature? Like between 70 and 75, and it just gets a little uncomfortable. And it's, you know, the standing fan. I have a standing fan. I have a standing fan. It's okay. It's not a huge deal, but it's just like, you know, uncomfortable enough that I end the stream a little early. Sometimes. Okay, up a game against Domain Zoo. Want the dress downs probably for the Kavus. Fury is not really that good against them. Prismari Command pretty good against their Scion. Maybe I still want the Furies. Maybe I just do something like this. Like the Typhoons and the Pierces seem pretty mid. Try this. It's making a huge noise. That's not good for my stream. It's definitely not a huge noise. It's like... I don't know. I understand. I don't know what I can do about it, but... Like with peace and love, like I really feel like it's the people who have like their headphones turned way up that are like super bothered by the fan. I don't know. It's not the majority of chatters that are like this bothered by the fan sounds. Thanks, Pizza, for the 2 months. Welcome back. I guess we're just getting a tap Steam Vents, which is not great. Yeah, now I shouldn't have said anything. Yeah, I know I just drew everybody's attention to it. It's always a mistake to say anything on the stream. Just stream in perfect silence. You know how usually when we talk about temperature and I say I just make up a stupid number for Celsius and like now I actually kind of have an idea of what what temperatures in Celsius are from being in Europe for a few weeks. Not a perfect idea, but an idea. Dang, we're 1 damage short of being able to kill both of these. Do I play Fable or do I play Prismari Command on the Ragavan? Five, 6, 7. Can't quite cast Hellraiser just off the Fable loot. Prismari Command is technically 1 extra card. Yeah, let's go for Prismari Command, kill Ragavan plus loot, and then gives us a better chance to cast the Hellraiser next turn. Your power unit went out, switching about Texas Heat, Slay Rusty Mouse. Good luck, Lens. That happened to us last year. We did have to buy a new AC unit, which I promise does work. It's just like literally this room that's a little more circulated. It just gets like a little annoyingly hot in the afternoon. But it was, yeah, it's just like, hopefully that gets fixed as soon as possible. My fiance's parents still, like, to this day refuse to get an actual AC unit. It's really honestly dangerous. Esther grew up with no AC, although it's, you know, was worse now than it is back then. I'd love to have both of these cards. Shout out to Brainstorm. I mean, my opponent definitely has a stub. Very nice to be able to have the Dwarven Mind to block the Ragavan, and then they stub the Hellraiser spell, and then I still have the Hellraiser to block this. Where'd she grow up? Right here. Like, she also grew up in, like, the same area. I say she didn't have AC. It's not like she's in some foreign land that doesn't have AC. She's also here. Bolts me. Uh-oh. I'm in danger. There it is. Ragavan, 3 mystery cards. Yep. Alright, game 3. Have the energy to tell a proposal story. No, I guess not. I don't know. It's I don't know. No. Thank you for asking, though. Any merit in using the treasure token in case you could have drawn into top deck bolts? I don't know. I think we like always want to get Dwarven Mind for the Ragavan. Okay, I don't think we're cycling the Lrien right now. Tap line is pretty nice. Hopefully it's the 5-3 and not the 5-5. The 4-4. Well, maybe we'll draw a Prismari Command. Sometimes it's just easy, y'all. Do we make a treasure or do we loot? I think we loot. Being able to fill up this yard to actually cast the Hellraiser seems pretty important. Do you take requests to play a legal deck? You could usually what people do is they just yell their pet deck at me nonstop, and I ignore them, and you can kind of join the line on that, maybe. Play any Baldur's Gate 3 yet? Yes. So when I got home Saturday night after like 24 hours of travel, and then I woke up, played for like 4 hours, then slept for like 12 hours or something, and then I realized that I messed up my build, and so I just basically redid the same character, and then I changed my sub race and my stats or my ability scores, and so now I'm basically at the same spot I was last time. I'm level 3, like probably 30% on the way to level 4. So my opponent definitely has something, or I don't know, they look like they got something. Six, 7. You can respect everything but race. Yeah, I know. Wait, can you respect your ability scores? Oh, I found the guy that respects. I mean, it's okay though, because my build was I needed to change my race anyways, because I wanted to be a dwarf monk, like a little short guy that's like jumping around and punching everybody. Sounds awesome, right? But the problem with my build was that I forgot that your extra movement is tied to you not wearing any armor, and so I picked the dwarf that gives you medium armor. Ugh, gross. I picked the dwarf that gives you medium armor proficiency, which I thought was going to be like really nice for like having a high AC and being able to dump wisdom as a monk. And so like your AC is based just like you just get the +2 modifier from your dex and being able to dump wisdom and just be a strength monk. And like you just level strength and con, and you have +2 dex, +0 wisdom. But it ended up being pretty bad too, because like the open fist monk, which is what I wanted to be, also like gets extra damage on wisdom later. It was just like everything but my build was like as bad as it could have been. So really needed to change it. I was considering going for the Dwergar dwarf. Like the underground dwarf and being a shadow monk. I wasn't sure like how consistent that you get like the teleport stuff. It also seems like it comes online pretty late. Am I crazy? I thought monks could wear armor. You can wear armor, you just don't get your benefits, which is, you know, less than ideal, right? The game isn't particularly hard. You don't have to min-max. Well, like one thing is I just like, maybe it's the min-max for me or whatever, but I don't like having like my subrace feat, like I could just have like extra health every level. It would have bothered me the entire time to just throw away like the extra HP every single level to like not switch my subrace. But I am playing on the hardest difficulty. I'm dying a lot. Like I do want to like try and, you know, do the challenging build. So now I can go dress down and then shrink the brawler so that I can pay for stub. We've had one stub, yes, but what about second stub? Yeah, I agree. Baldur's Gate 3 is probably more fun than min-max. Although I still want to do a campaign with friends. We're struggling to find a day of the week that works. Am I going to save scum to get the preferred quest outcomes every time? Not every time. Like, I had a pretty unfortunate... I kind of... Not every time, like, but, you know, I'm not, like, super... I'm going to take this so I can creativity X equals 2 or 3. Like I had a pretty bad outcome with one of my party members already. I won't say anything more, but I decided to just let it be rather than save scum it. Okay, X equals 2. Come on. Why can't I target this? Okay, there we go. Mr. Chris, 3 months, thank you. Have been watching Dino's Soul Level 1 run? Yeah, of course. It's been kind of hard to keep up with the runs because of me being out of town, but I'm back in town and I'm catching back up. I said hi to you like yesterday or the day before Avian. I don't think you saw it though. Mr. Chris, thank you for the 3 months. Yeah, I think I'm just attacking with everything and just playing another Hellraiser. Reading Rest in Peace is gonna feel pretty good. Okay, we're 3-1. Let's get a 4-1 prediction going. It's been a weird league. Like, we lost to Burn, but it was, like, very close. And then we beat a Ponza player who rolled a 4 and conceded game 3 without doing anything. And then we beat a Glimpse opponent who just, like, kind of happened to brick game 3. And then we beat Domain Zoo, which is probably, like, is a pretty bad matchup for creativity in general. And I will say, like, being able to cast our Hellraisers in this matchup, like, was incredibly important. Like if we just had all these dead Archons in our hands, it would have been a big problem. But I will say that, like, Hellraiser has been better to hardcast than it has been to creativity into, for whatever that's worth. We've had like Hellraiser control builds. We could just play that instead. But also, like, it just feels so free to play creativity in the deck too. Again, King, think of the 25 months. Be interested in Baldur's Gate streaming under an alt. Yeah, maybe under an alt would be fine. Yeah, I think I'm unlikely to stream any Baldur's Gate, but yeah. But I'm happy to, like, chat about it on stream a little bit, and like I think that I would have been pretty happy to, like, stream the beginning of it. Like, I did that with God of War when it came out. I did it with the new Jedi Fallen Order game that I didn't finish. I streamed, like, the first few hours of that too, and I think it's fun to stream, like, the day of release a little bit. I do enjoy doing that, just, like, do, like, the first day stream. But I don't love doing the whole playthrough, and I also, like, I would have streamed Baldur's Gate if it had been out when I was home, but I wasn't home. Yeah, I know Caleb streamed, like, 15 hours or something of it. Can I stream putting the aquarium together? Yeah, I need to get started on that soon. Baldur's Gate may delay the aquarium, unfortunately. I'll try to start on it this weekend. I've just been, like, really enjoying chilling too. It's been so nice. Just after a long vacation, play some video games. Pretty good life I'm living, huh? My kingdom for a Fire Eyes. Yeah, I need to be reminded about the aquarium too. It's been so long. Fury somehow shows up, maybe? Well, we haven't got Spell Pierced yet this league, so it's probably about time. That Spell Pierce sure took a long time to cast, brother. What the fuck? I thought for sure they didn't have it. It took so long to cast. I thought for sure they didn't have it. That's awesome. Yeah, I like the mono black deck a lot, obviously. We played a lot of it on stream. Big fan. Yeah, just savor in the moment. Maxing in the psychic damage. Why Hellraiser over Archon? So like, one thing here is that I'm more so trying to test out, like, the Hellraiser Preordain Lrien Revealed shell than I am trying to try out just Hellraiser and creativity. I think that creativity is, like, the best shell to play these cards in. But, like, the idea is that, like, Hellraiser is, like, a pretty good card to draw, or a reasonable card to draw, where, like, Archon is just incredibly dead. It is, and all these cards have, like, a ton of synergy together too. It's just, like, the idea. And it's going okay. Like, we're 3-1. It's been a weird league though. We definitely need to play another one. I am also thinking that Magma Opus would be better than Shark Typhoon, so I'm kind of interested in trying that out potentially. That's a start. Okay, I think I'm going to fire both channelers. Kind of weird, but then I can try to just go Preordain into a fetch land to block Ragavan. Perfect. What's the 39 months? Thank you. And Holgrain with the 7. Thank you as well. But Magma Opus be 4 mana deck. I think it'll be 3, just 3 for the Typhoons. 3 feels like a good number. I feel like Sharks fit the Counterspell Charm version better. I agree with that a lot, Spoony. I think that's a very good way to put it. We're close to turning the corner here. Thank you, Blitz, for the 39. Holgrain with the 7. Last of the Jedi, the 4 months. Thank you as well. So we're down to 9 and down to 7. We only have 7 cards in our yard also, so we're still like a turn away from getting to cast the Hellraiser. Interesting to see an opponent like still on Ledger Shredders. Like, not that I think the card is bad, but it has been pretty unpopular lately. I think I will play my land here. Guess I'm not spell piercing. It's just nice to be able to loot it away with Fable. And still spell piercing iteration too. Game 2. Probably a bad matchup overall. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to cut the rebands. I'm going to bring in, I think, spell pierce number 4. Karstine, hope I'm Karstinen. Hope I'm saying your name right. Thank you for the raid. Hope you're doing well today. Welcome, welcome. Getting kind of weird with it today. I don't usually want Fury against them. It would have been very good that game, but I think that game was maybe a bit more of an outlier, to be honest. Just play a Remand. Have you considered Flicker Flex like Essence Flux? Well, in blue, like Essence Flux is like the only Flicker card that's 1 mana, and it's like not close to being good enough in this deck, so that's not, I think. Yeah, there's no other targets. Yeah, it's not close to getting here. And it's like your big payoff for hitting Essence Flux off of your Hellraiser is the ability to hit a different card off your Hellraiser. It just doesn't really make any sense. Although I guess you could just have one in your hand and target the Hellraiser. Oops. Hey El, good to be back. It's a good draw. I guess I should probably just Revealed instead of Cycle Typhoon. I would probably look on YouTube, K-Doors. You know, in general, I don't go digging for old lists on stream like that. You can find it though if you look hard enough. Another Revealed looking pretty good. Yeah, I think looking on YouTube, there's Moxfield too, but like I don't know, I wouldn't know how to find a deck that old in the Moxfield. Maybe you could search for it. So like YouTube or Moxfield, it is on the Moxfield somewhere. Like they were really nice and imported all my old deck lists, and they put them in each folder by year. But I don't even like know what year that would be. I guess last year. Fault Fracture with the 2-pack. Thank you. Gotta give it to for Fault. Make sure to thank him. I've seen some 4-color Omnath lists with Preordain. What do I think about it? I mean, it's Preordain season, y'all. Let's test the new card in our decks. You know what I mean? I'm not sure how good it is, but like, I'm all for like just kind of putting it in a bunch of decks and seeing how it is at the moment. I think I'm cycling Typhoon since they have explosives. I really want to just jam a Creativity this turn. I think. Do you ever revisit old decks? Yeah, all the time. I'm doing that actually right now. Even it's kind of a, but like usually like I don't just, I almost never like just play an old deck, you know, that I've played before with no changes. I'm always trying to like, you know, be a shark and try new things, try to move forward. Because I also Prismari Command to kill the explosives. It also just seems like a pretty fine spot to jam a Creativity and just take a 1-for-1. Can like if this gets 1-for-1, I still can Prismari Command the explosives. And sometimes it resolves there too, I think. When is Grixis Control coming back? I mean, you can play blue-red control or you can play blue-black control. I don't think Grixis is great at the moment, but I don't know. Like things are relatively open at the moment, I think. Getting pretty close to casting Hellraiser. Like I think this next turn we're gonna go Lrien Revealed plus Prismari Command if we don't draw a land. Otherwise, we'll just play land and pass. Can also play land just cast Lrien Revealed too. The problem with that is I really want to try to be able to go Hellraiser with Remand up next turn or the turn after. If you hit Creativity off Hellraiser, do you just sack the Razor for another? If you hit Creativity off Hellraiser, X is 0. It doesn't actually do anything. But Creativity is still like a good card in the show, I think. It's just not a hit for Hellraiser. Okay, I guess there's probably not a big difference between a 1/1 shark and a 2/2 shark here. Just play this tapped. Monastery Mentor Preordain. I've been working on the Mentor Unearth list. Obviously Preordain is an upgrade. I don't know, like the build that we had previously is like it's particularly bad against Spellmaster to an extent that I'm not very excited about it. Yeah, you can play Bowmaster in the deck, but still not super excited about it. Preordain can set up Delver flipping. Y'all, please don't register Delver secrets. It's like, why? Like, your options are Ledger Shredder, Murktide Regent, Dragon Regis Channeler, Ragavan, Dreadhorde Arcanist, Orcish Bowmaster, Death Shadow, like as like your little tempo guys. What are we doing trying to put Delver in the deck? It's just so much worse than all of these. So I can go X equals 1 Shark Typhoon. I can also go, let's go Prismari Command into Typhoon. My hand is also pretty good. I don't think I'm even looting. I think I'm just going to destroy an artifact to make a treasure. If they spell pierce me, I probably pay. Hellraiser's just kind of sick. And in these kind of games, Hellraiser is just so sick. The fact that it's like a really premium card instead of just a dead Archon it's like relatively real. I don't know. Also, when you cast your Typhoons, baby, it's just something special. Maybe get spell pierced, but they've already used one. Yeah, you can post list. Thank you for asking. I do have another explosives, but I'm missing something. Is it destroying one of you kind of pointless? Is the second one blow up the other? The idea is I could hit Prismari Command off Hellraiser and get both of them. And it's just kind of the best like mode on the chart. We need to cast something to be able to cast Hellraiser for 3. Pop with the 4 months. Okay, thank you. Is a dragon copy CMC original CMC? Yes. Yes, it is. Guess we play around Spell Pierce. Is Tron the best meta deck? It was like pretty good for the Pro Tour. I don't think I would call it the best meta deck. Always a good day when you have 2 Typhoons in play. Okay. They have 5 cards. One of them is a Murktide Regent that we remanded. Any non-creature spell at the top is probably like an immediate win. Oh, 3rd explosives. Okay, that's very good for my opponent, I guess. Season the 19, thank you. 3rd explosives, wow. Sort of Flusterstorm. It's me for 2 down to 11. And doesn't play their Murktide Regent. Pretty reasonable draw. I guess not that reasonable, but like I can just get 2 1/1s. Well, happy enough to get 2 5/5s, draw 3. Obviously the 5/5s will die to the explosives, but is your breathing more labored than usual today? Mike's really picking it up. With peace and love, maybe we could just like think about what we type in the chat before typing it. I don't know. I'm a little stuffed maybe, but now I'm like super conscious about the breathing. just maybe think before you type. Like, how do you answer that question? It's okay. I know there's no ill intention there. I know you're genuinely asking, but it's just, can we not? Yeah, Hellraiser can hit MDFCs. Can hit Seagate Restoration. We played Seagate with Hellraiser before. So they discard the Murktide Regent. And we just draw 3, baby! Let's fucking go! Wow. We just need to dodge the 4th explosives to win this game, probably. I will say, our goal today has been to test Lrien Revealed plus Hellraiser. These 2 cards are definitely peas in a pod. It's very likely the case that like we're still like missing a card for Hellraiser plus Lrien Revealed for the shell to be good. Maybe it's still like a little worse than Murktide. I'm really happy to play in the creativity shell though. Like that was another big problem, was there's just like not like a good reason or a good spot to be we could maybe lose. To be playing like the triple red cards, but the creativity is like another really good spot to be playing triple red stuff. So I guess we're hoping to play a non-creature spell pre-combat, but we're also like we're beating a lot of stuff here. I guess they can go creature, 5 power, attack, lightning bolt, but then I could maybe spell pierce the bolt. They discard Orvar. That is so funny. That is so funny. Okay, we'll have no cards, so we'll just pierce. They'll pay, but we'll be able to block. Man, they're really fighting through it here. If you pierce, they can't either. Yeah, but they just untap and crack the explosives, and then they kill the sharks that I make off the spell pierce. But if I wait like this, I have the potential to block. I would have liked to pierce the bolts to get someone who wants to block the shore with. Yeah, I'm doing that right now. Oh, if you're talking about the bolt last turn though, like they don't have to choose y'all. They just get to untap and crack the explosives. They have so much mana. It's definitely better to do it the way we did it, I think. Like we're actually just dead if we do it that way, right? Like we're literally just dead. Okay, they are dead to the ice here. Not sure they would have paid. They would have definitely paid. They definitely should have paid. They should definitely pay, untap, crack the explosives. They have so much mana. We may have not looking that bad. On the draw, though, I'm going to cut a Typhoon for a Fury on the draw. I'm not going to play second Remand. The Sharks seem better than Magma Opus. I mean, I know they were good this game. I know they're good this game. I want to try the Opuses, though. I think I saw for someone said it really well. I think that the Typhoons play better, like the more counter spells you have. We have a lot of like instant plays. We're not playing 4 Sharks. I don't want to play 4 Sharks, I guess is why I think 3 of this like big hit effect is probably a bit more ideal. It's bad to draw multiples a lot of the time. What about Otherworldly Gaze? I'm like such a long time hater of that card. I don't think it would be good. It's just, you know, just -1 card, right? Obviously interesting with Hellraiser. Title's track with the 26 months, thank you. But for the most part, I think that card is just like not good outside of like all-in graveyard strategies like Dredge. There have been a lot of hands like this, by the way, that like would just be mulligans with the other creativity deck. Like if these are just 2 Archons, this is like maybe it's not because you have the Prismari Command, but you're not happy with it, and being able to keep hands like this like pretty happily is definitely like the idea here. Is it better than the other creativity builds? Not necessarily, but creativity is also not doing very well, so I do think it kind of makes sense to be experimenting a little bit with decks like this. Alright, welcome to Modern. Everybody preordains on turn 1. Happy 6 months, Startstone. Halfway to the first year, let's fucking go. Let's keep both of these. Jeskai Sharkblade with Preordain. I've been thinking about blue-white Stoneblade with Ledger Shredder and Preordain. There was like a while where like I can't remember when it was. It was even like post Image 2. Like I would just like do pretty well when I played blue-white Stoneblade. I didn't really understand why then. I don't really understand why now. Or did they mulligan? Yeah, they mulled to 6. They took my land. Rude. But cloth this provides. Blue-white hammer with Preordain. Yeah, that sounds pretty fun. That kind of makes sense to some extent. Like, hammer could use a little bit more consistency. Kind of into it. Dade with 33 months. Thank you for the congrats also. And Dade with the 33 and then Dave with the 11. Thank you. Veil of Summer seems like a good card right now. Do you agree or disagree? I agree, yeah. Veil's pretty good. Oh man, I missed Reprieve with Mystic Sanctuary. Reprieve Mystic Sanctuary was so fun. That was like maybe like the most fun combination of cards in Modern ever. Definitely up there. Did I play Blue-White Stoneblade with or without the ring? I mean, I played so many ring decks. I'm kind of like looking to not play the ring for a little while. I'm sure the YouTube fans are also feeling the same way to some extent. And you guys too. It's just, I'm kind of looking to play non-ring decks. I kind of explored ring to death. Reprieve, you mean Remand? Oh, no, I mean, I don't mean Reprieve. I mean the 2-minute counterspell. It says it's a counter target spell. Pick up an island. That card is awesome. I think they probably don't fight over my Prismari Command. Am I? Yeah, deprive. Yeah, not reprieve. Deprive. Yeah, thank you. It was just being able to like pick up your Mystic Sanctuary, replay it. Oh, it was so cool. Okay, to play Odawara. How scared of Spell Pierce am I? Not at all. Yeah, I also could just like block this with I'm gonna get a Steam Vince. Yeah, I have to get Steam Vince. I've seen the Flumph Bowmaster Sphinx's Tutelage deck. I haven't seen Sphinx's Tutelage make its way into the deck yet, but sounds like a cool addition. Okay, so I'm going to have 7 cards in my graveyard here. 8 after the Scalding Tarn. I think I'll discard Fable as a hit for Hellraiser and probably just discard a Hellraiser also. Kind of hoping my opponent goes like land, creature, or not land creature, sack treasure for a channeler or something, but they're not. It's okay. So I can go Dwarven Mine, Lightning Bolt them, cast a Hellraiser. Seems fine. Holding a Remand doesn't seem very good here. And getting to resolve it's obviously nice. Obviously wish I was casting like Preordain or cycling Lrien Revealed instead of bolting. I have 4 hits out of 9, so I'm pretty likely to hit something okay. Although the bolt's not like particularly good. Better than nothing though, I guess. Yeah, like in this matchup specific, like it's been so apparent this game, like just like they have all these spell pierces and fluster storms and stuff, and you just cast a Hellraiser. It is a really big deal. No, Bolt, Hellraiser, Bolt. Yeah, they got 2 cards in their hand. Have I cast Hellraiser in paper? No, I haven't played like almost any paper modern since besides the Pro Tour stuff, which was a lot of paper modern, but like I can't remember the last time I played paper modern outside of the PT. It's like been all Pioneer for tournaments and stuff. Could jam again. I don't think it makes sense, like because I could just have Remand up next turn maybe. Casual up 12 minutes also. Hunter Burton? Yeah, that was probably my last paper modern event, which was a long time ago at this point. Okay, gonna bolt the Ragavan. What's the best protocol if you want to say hi to Lana? Just come up and say hi. Always happy to talk to the Spikelings. I actually got a gift from a fan in Barcelona that I thought was like very appropriate for today. I have it over here. He was really nice. I talked to him for a while, and this is someone else made this for me, so I feel a little vain showing this. But it says, "If Spike was a quote, creativity is intelligence having fun." Albert Einstein. It's very like what a thoughtful and nice gift. And obviously very funny for the Creativity Day too. He also gave Reed Duke a like altered Dark Confidant. It was so cool. Yeah, the Pro Tour was modern. Besides that, I haven't played much modern. And like Hellraiser wasn't exactly on the testing list. Yeah, Hellraiser casting Lrien Revealed has been awesome. Like, these 2 cards just play so well together. Yeah, can't really leverage these to counter that effectively, so let's just let it go. Remand still can be reasonable against a Murktide Regent here. No Typhoon in the list. We have 3 Typhoon in the list. I don't understand people. It's okay. It's fine. But like, people do this all the time. Like, Spike, why isn't there this or that card in the list? When it is in the deck. I do have another Steam Vents, right? Yeah, so I don't want to make it super obvious that I have Spell Pierce or anything by going like fetch Dwarven Mine. I want them to cast it here, but they're not. That's okay. I think I will just get a Steam Vents here though, with having 3 blue cards in my hand. It's okay. I just think it's funny. It's not a very serious thing, obviously. So I'll probably cast Prismari Command in response to this iteration to destroy the explosives and then loot 2. And this way my opponent fights, I can maybe use the Spell Pierces, and if not, I can maybe just loot 1 or 2 of them away. So I'll draw 2 cards, I'll destroy the explosives. Does Halfling make Ferris Rockrick more playable? Yeah, well, maybe. Sounds actually kind of fun. Halfling Rockrick deck. Okay, so cracking the explosives, that's fine. And now I have the option to double Spell Pierce this iteration, maybe? Or sorry, single Spell Pierce because they killed their own treasure. And I think I want to do that now while I still have this other Spell Pierce up. If I want to play it again, I'll want to do it now maybe instead of looting it away first. I think there's a persist version of this deck. Maybe. And then now I can just discard these 2. This worked out pretty well, I think. And I can go like Ice their Canal. Just cast Lrien Revealed. QT with the 20 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Loot away the land you just played. I think I'd rather have played the land than saved it to loot, but especially because it like also comes with a dwarf attached. My opponent's at 7. Yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely do another league of this one. Yeah, them not using the treasure is a big punt. Ooh, no, just cast it. Or do I want to Preordain? Yeah, I guess we Preordain first just to have 1 more pretty reasonable hit. Bottom both? Brick. Pass. What do you think of the 4-color decks playing Karn? I don't like them very much. They're like really good in the mirror, but I'm not a fan really. I'm just generally not a fan of Karn and decks without big mana. Although you could maybe argue that Omnath is that big mana. Let's attack. It only has 1 card in their hand. If I Preordain and let them Ledger Shredder, let's just pass. I could Preordain looking for Bolt. I think we could just wait. Did I enjoy Italy? I loved Italy. It was great. The people, the food, the architecture, the history. It was all amazing. I loved. I only saw Rome and Venice, and those 2 cities are like so different too. But it was amazing. I loved it. Italy has been Esther and I's #1 place we wanted to visit for a long time, and now now we've finally been. It's kind of surreal. Even we've talked about it for years and years. And Andrea Mengucci is there. I did get to hang out with Andrea in Barcelona, but he was unavailable in Italy, unfortunately. Was I in France? We didn't go to France. We're in Barcelona, London, Rome, Venice. How was the language barrier? Not too bad because of tourism. It was the worst in England. Oh wait, what? So like it was kind of funny in Barcelona because like Esther speaks pretty good Spanish, and like my vocabulary in Spanish is okay. Like I can like kind of get through a conversation, but my grammar is really bad. But like they don't really even speak Spanish in Barcelona. They speak Catalan, which is funny. So, but like most people spoke English, and like we could communicate well enough. It was fine. But in London, like what the? Whoa! Man, there's so much going on. Recapping the trip, opening a full set, opening a full set of the Brothers War. Is that a good one? I mean, there's no bad ones to open, right? It was good though. Yeah, it was awesome. Bean Joe with 8 months. Thank you. Okay, let's do another league with this deck. I want to try Magma Opus over.